Later, team.
Everybody stand up and give Danny Jansen a round of applause. What a stock crushing machine that guy is. Love him, love him, love him. Well, good morning. How's it going? My name is Jonny Guarco. I'm a moderator, coach, mentor here at Real Life Trading. And I'm so excited to be here with you guys. Hope you guys are excited about this free week. We're excited to have you here if you're brand new. So let's go and crush some stocks together. And we'll be talking about all kinds of things this morning. So if you got any questions, especially today, or all this week, we're here to help you guys, right? The moderators here at Real Life Trading are not here to hand you guys fish. We're here to look at other stocks, all different types of setups. We're here to play as a team member with you. And that's the great thing about this channel right here is it's filled with professional traders. So we got some great folks in here throwing out trade ideas, some people that have been with Real Life Trading for years. And we love having them. It's so important having all them professional traders on the team. I'm just like the quarterback. I got the Super Bowl team behind me, and we do it together. So good morning. Excited to be here. Hello. Man, I'm going to have to go back and say hello to everybody, but all my normal peeps, all my favorite peeps, hello, good morning, aloha. By the way, if you don't know me, I'm from Hawaii, so it's quite early here in Hawaii. You're going to hear me referring to Hawaii a little bit. It's 6 o'clock in the morning, which is kind of late for me, actually. Used to get up about 3 o'clock for the morning for the market, but now I'm sleeping in till 4, so thank you, Cindy. See, I'm talking about like mainstays and team members and professional traders. Cindy K, y'all, when she speaks, listen to that girl. She's a fabulous trader, been with Real Life Trading from the start. And man, just what a great team member she is. Chris Tom, one of my faves also. Chris just took a class with us and is now out there ready to crank it. How you doing, buddy? You should hear this guy's voice. Voiceover, Chris Tom. All right, let's go look at some stocks. Let's go play some things. Let's go make some money. All right. SPY, you can see it. And what I do in the morning is I just recap. Danny, I know, went over a lot of stuff, but I'll just go ahead and recap it because we all see paintings differently, right? This is no different than any other Picasso or any other painting. The difference being is you can become rich looking at this painting. The other paintings you just look at and just envy them and say, gosh, I wish I would have painted that. But anyway, hey, we got kind of an inside day from Friday. We did break out here. You can see had this hammer form, pretty good looking hammer, had some good volume come in on Friday. We're just retesting a little bit. Normal hammers, they normally just don't V-bottom out of there. They'll normally come back and test a little bit and then take off, which I think is what's going to happen. Hourly, you can see it right there. We're kind of in just this chop between 458 and down here 456, and anything goes during that time in the SPY. You can see we had some good volume here on this candle, actually almost 12 million shares just on this one little indecision kind of doji-ish high wave candle right there, pulling back a little bit. So we'll keep an eye on this. I keep an eye, I have up here, you can't see it, but up there, I have a big screen monitor, and I got the SPY, I got the Qs, I got the VIX, and then I keep track of the Vanguard Total Stock Market ETF. So I'll be keeping a look at those all morning, referring back to those. That gives me a good tempo, good feel of what the market is doing. So that's my monitor up there. You guys can't see that. You can only see this one monitor, but I think what we got going on right now, me personally, is for today, I think we may have an ABC correction going on. Could be wrong. Been wrong a few times before in my lifetime. Actually, about half of the time in trading. We're about Jeremy Newsom is a 50-50 trader. So if he can be a 50-50 trader, man, that's all I can do to keep up with that guy, man. I want to be a 50-50 trader just like him. Brooke, what's going on, girl? I miss you. We got to talk soon. Brooke, everybody, relatively new to real life trading, but what a stock crushing machine. I'm so excited she's on our team. Professional golfer. Wow, just a great individual. Anyway, what I'm thinking, I use Elliott Wave a lot. So what I'm thinking is this was the 5. I'm thinking that this potentially was an A, this is a B, and this is a C. So I think once we break down towards these lower lows down here, I think I'll be looking for particularly some longs. I also use my average daily range. A lot of you don't know what that is, but let me get all these lines off here. So I'm looking to come down a little bit more bearish. We may just continue down. We'll have to see, because again, that hammer can be retested. This is my average daily range. If you look down here on my chart, 343, this tells us that on average over the last 14 days, how much a stock has gone. So this tells me on average, the last 14 days, this stock has moved $3.43. So it is an average. It's an average. As a matter of fact, this average daily range moves during the day, just depending on how much it's moving. But if you look at today's candle, you can see on average, the last 14 days, 343-ish. We can get down here to this 454 area. We could get up here to this 460-ish area. And we may just stay inside day. So this is just an average, but I use it to tell me on average how far we could go for the day. Now you can see this candle here that we had on Thursday, a lot bigger than $3.43, right? So it is just an average, but it helps me not only for targeting, but it helps me sometimes stay out of a trade, because if, say, for instance, we were all the way up in here, right, towards this target, and these light green lines are my targets. If we were up here towards average daily range for the day and one of my targets, and I didn't have good risk reward, I wouldn't get in the trade. So it helps me figure out whether I want to get in a trade or not also. So I hope that makes sense. We'll be looking at that all through the week if you don't understand what I'm talking about. But I'm here to answer questions. So I'm here to help. So let me know. Let me check out the cues. I'm a big tracker of the cues because a lot of the stocks that I follow are a lot of stocks that are in the NASDAQ. So I keep a constant eye on the cues, probably a little bit more than I do on the SPY, just because of the stocks that I trade. But anyway, here you got inside day, right? These big dark green lines are the high and low from a previous day. So even though we did break out, we're kind of inside day-ish. And you can see on the cues, though, we didn't have that big hammer like we had on the SPY. We did have indecision candle there at the end of the day on Friday. And you can see we're kind of, this is really why we're not going anywhere right now. We're just chopping up and down on all the individual stocks that you guys have been looking at this morning. So we'll keep an eyeball on that. Another thing I look at is the VIX, volatility S&P 500 index. This tells us the volatility of the market during the day. It has an inverse relationship usually with the market. So what we look for is on the volatility index, when we're looking at a bounce with inverse relationship, it should have that inverse relationship on most stocks. So if we're bouncing here on the VIX, then we should be coming down on the market. So I use this kind of as another thermostat, another little temperature gauge of what potentially the market is going to do, because just like any other stock or ETF, it has support and resistance, and we know people like to buy at support and like to sell at resistance, right? So I keep an eye on that to just get a feel kind of maybe what the market may be doing, maybe where it's going. Right now, it's pretty much just inside chopping around, so not doing too much. So those are the three main ones that I keep an eye on. Also, me personally, I just keep an eye on the VTI. This is the Vanguard, and I don't get paid to say this, but this is the Vanguard total stock market ETF. I'm not in this, but it helps me determine kind of what's going on. Also, the VTI is a great stock to play the 10 EMA strategy. And I know Danny's been talking to y'all about the 10 EMA strategy, but when we get some momentum, the VTI is a great stock to keep track of and even play, because you can day trade this, you can swing trade this. When it gets too far from the 10 EMA, which is the red line on my chart, little skinny red line here, 10 EMA, it likes to pull back. By the way, I usually take this off of here, but I use TradingView. I know Danny uses both TradingView and his Thinkorswim. I just use TradingView on my charting, but over here you can see the different, the legend of all the lines. So I'll just go through them real quick based on this legend. You can say thin line, red line is my 10 EMA, blue is my 20 EMA, green is my 50 EMA, big red one is my 100 moving average, and then my big blue one is my 200 moving average. And then you'll see me draw all these channels and lines and all that. Those are usually support and resistance, and then green lines are targets for me. Excuse me. All right, so that's what we got going on right now. I played JD this morning. I got in and out. I didn't want to mess around with it. I think I took pretty much close to the same setup as Danny, but I got up at this first target. Any kind of pivot point for me is a target. This was a target right here at that high. Whoops, not that line. You'll see I'm a big goofball too. So if anybody could be a consistent, profitable trader, if Jonny can do it, you can do it. That's what I'm here to prove to you. Billy, what's going on, Billy? You got in and out too? Good job, brother. Good job. Yeah, I took, I was watching this double bottom in particularly. Sometimes, by the way, you can see all my different minute charts that I use while I'm day trading. I use every single one of these mostly, but I mostly stay on the 3, the 5, the 15, the hourly during day trading. But I played this double bottom out of here. I don't know if that's what Danny was playing, but and then I took my profit there. The reason why I got out, just different from Danny, is, and no right or wrong, right? Danny is a fantastic, great trader. Dude is one of the best that we have in real life trading. But I'll show you why I got out in particular, because we're all different, right? I learned from Jeremy Newsom about 12 years ago. I try to trade just like Jeremy even today, but do I trade like Jeremy? No. The difference being is that we have different risk tolerances. We have different values of money, all different things. We're at different profitability at different times in our business. So it's all different. We can't trade like one another. You can't do it. There's no way you can do it. But the reason why I got out was because I saw that JD.com had hit its average daily range pretty much. Here's the average daily range. Pretty much first 30 minutes of the day, it hit its first is that right? No, first 30 minutes. Boom sauce, second candle hit its average daily range. So what that means to me from there is once something has hit its average daily range, to me, it's going to stay inside this range. So when I played this, right, I'm saying to myself, could it get up here? Sure. Could it take out this high? Absolutely. But what I like to do is, just because I'm a little bit more conservative than Danny, I just wanted to get out at that first target. So the reason why I'm going over this is not to say anything except for the fact that, one, we all trade differently, and you have to be the one who's pushing the buttons and making the decisions. The moderators are just here to look at trades, set things up based on our experience, but there's all kinds of professional traders in here that do things completely different. So just wanted to make that point. Sorry about that, Bill. Yeah, I do. I'm a little bit of a spaz. So I like to try to get things clear for people. I'll try to slow it down a little bit. Anyway, that's going on. Another one that I'm looking at is Unity Software. I don't think Danny was looking at this one today, but Unity had a great gap this morning. You can see here's Friday's close down at 45. It gapped up here to 46. We call this a retest gap. So when we have a previous day that's bullish, and next day we have a gap up that opens above the close of the previous day, that is called a retest gap. And what they like to do is they like to come back and retest the high of this candle and then go. Do they have to just retest and go? No. It's just something that they like to do, right? So we keep an eyeball on that. This morning, it gapped up, it retested, and now you saw my average daily range over here, $2.67. So here's a good example, right? It could go up here towards 48 bucks. It could come down here in this area of 44 bucks. We just don't know, but it was a nice gap. And I think we go higher. Unity's been on the rip. As a matter of fact, we're getting set up a little bit of a 10 EMA trade right in here. And I think Danny went over. Sometimes in the morning, I'm not sitting by my computer the entire time because 4 o'clock in the morning, I get up, I do some yoga. Well, I first look at the markets, do a little stretch and a little bit of yoga, make my coffee, go breathe some fresh air, stick my toes in the grass, ground. I like to ground myself to Mother Nature. Do all that stuff, relax before I get on the mic, and then I come on. So I don't know how much Danny talked to you about some of these things, but I'll reiterate. Right now, we got a little bit of a double bottom. I kind of like this. We got a little bit of potential support in here. We got 100 moving average coming up here. Let's check out the volume. I like to look at my individual candles. See, like this right here. If you look right here, it tells you how much volume is going through. So really not that much volume, right? Only got 25,000 shares. If you look over here on my charts over here, it tells you the volume. Normally average volume is about 10 million. Only half of that has gone through right now. So we got a lot of time left in the day, but we pretty much got a confirmed double bottom here. It already retested this candle right here. We had pretty nice volume, about 300,000 shares of volume. We got plenty of room on the average daily range as you saw it. Here it is. So that tells me, doesn't tell me it's going to go bullish for sure, but it tells me that there's a lot of room still in here. Now, could it do something like this? Could it put in what we call a head and shoulders, which is basically a pattern. It's a pattern that at resistance, that it tells us that potentially we're going to reverse, right? So if you come up here, you have a failure right here, break down, come up here, have another failure, come here, break up, have another failure. That's a reversal pattern, and that tells us that there's a good potential that that bad boy may come bearish for us. The thing being on this is, even though this could be a head and shoulders, again, this head and shoulders would be a lot better up here, because if it was up here, it'd be trapping all these bulls. And when we call, say something's trapping, what will happen if this thing breaks out, keeps breaking out, but fails, and then all of a sudden pulls back, right? All these bulls over here would have to sell their position. If they have to sell their position, then this thing is going to haul buns down the stairs and go bearish. So any type of reversal pattern, even though this is a potential head and shoulders, it's really not in the greatest place in the world. Does that make sense to everybody? By the way, I hope everybody can see. I normally ask if you can see and hear me okay. Everybody tracking, everybody can hear me all right. Throw me a 1 if you can hear and see me all right. Just want to make sure everybody is good to go. All right, thank you. And I hope if you're new, you say hello and ask me questions, whatever you want to do. I'm here to help. But this is looking pretty good. I'm a little concerned. See, this is when I'll go back, because this is Unity is on the New York Stock Exchange. I'll go back to the SPY on my chart up above, and I'll say, okay, did we ever make that lower low here? Because I look at it also on my, my chart that has pre-market information, right? This orange area is my post-market after the day. This is pre-market. And don't forget, I live in Hawaii. So if you're looking at my time zones down here, they're probably different than you guys. Tracking, good to go. Sound like my sergeants back in the day. I might have been one of your lieutenants back in the day. Yep, that's where that comes from. And by the way, I'm terrible with names. So if I mispronounce your name, if you have a little different name like Arsenis, am I saying that right? Forgive me if I say it wrong. My 25-year-old is in the Army, Arsenis. Are you still in? Oh, prior Army, okay. My son is a second lieutenant in the Hawaii Army National Guard. So anyway, what I was saying, but thanks for stopping in and saying hello. What I'm thinking is this was potential 5. So this was Elliott wave wise. We count waves. This was maybe an A, B, and C. I also, on TradingView, there used to be for free. You have to have the highest level TradingView to get this. But this in TradingView is an Elliott wave counter. There you go. So this was showing that we had Elliott wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is saying that potentially, because this is just an algorithm, it's not always right. Potentially this is, they agree with me. This is or I agree with them, one of the two. This is an A, B, and potentially a C. If this is a C, it's got to come down here and break this low right here. So we still may roll over here bearish. So my point being is that's a consideration that I take when I'm taking something bullish, if it's being tracked within the S&P. So you can see that's a 5-minute. I don't really like the volume that much. The volume is kind of low. But otherwise, I like this double bottom. Also, something I look at is Fibonacci, Leonardo Fibonacci, and I look for what kind of pullback we've had. Fibonacci says that we've pulled back to about the 5-0 right now, which is a nice place to pull back. A lot of stocks, a lot of times we look for things to pull back to the 618. So I don't know. We've got a little bit of a head and shoulders here. You can see also. We basically failed there, came back up here, failed, came here and failed. So kind of stuck on this one. The volume I don't really like the volume that much. Maybe the volume is kind of light because we're kind of an inside day on the SPY. I can't say that, Bill. I don't even want to go there. Schnitzker. How's that? Is that Stefani? I would say that's Stefani, right? Is there an Elliott wave study in TOS? I don't think there is. Lisa says, show us what you mean by volume. I was showing you that earlier, Lisa. When I look at these charts down here are volume bars, right? And it tells us, if you look up here, it tells us how much volume is going through for each candle. So just this one bullish candle is, if you look up here, this one bullish candle is only about 20,000 shares. It's all not that much, right? For stock that has an average of 10 million shares, it's really not that much volume going through. There's not that many people that are buying right now, right? So what that tells me is people are kind of uncertain whether to go long or go short. Because if you don't have too much volume, that means people aren't really interested in buying or selling, right? So I would like to see, like down here, because we had a nice little pullback, I'd like to see my brush. If we had a nice little pullback, you saw Danny was looking to play JD after it pulled back. So we like to buy low, sell high. After this pullback right here, I would like to see more volume coming in, right? This candle here only had about 20,000 shares. So if you don't have very much volume going in, that means that people are just uncertain right now what to do. And it could mean just chop. And we don't like to play chop. On the other hand, you have conflicting signals. This is a double bottom, right? This is what we call a double bottom. On a double bottom is a reversal signal. You have support down here, right? We came down here. See this volume right here? On this candle, there were 68,000 shares, which is still not that much, but 68,000 shares. People were very interested in getting out of their bearish trade. So a lot of these bears wanted to get out of their position, right? This, by the way, doesn't mean this was all bearish volume. I heard Danny talking to you all about it. Within any transaction in the stock market, you have to have buyers and sellers, right? So anybody selling here wanted to get out of their position by buying it. So there were buyers down here. So there was a lot of buyers and sellers here. So on a double bottom, what happens is you get buyers come in, they'll take profit, usually at like the 10 EMA coming down. They'll take profit, sell off, price of the stock will pull back, and then people get excited again because they bought for profit here. So they'll buy for profit again, and usually you'll break out and continue. So this is looking good now for potential. I may play this double bottom here. Let me throw in the 10 EMA real quick. It's not the greatest volume in the world again, and we could be just chopping. That's the danger of this trade. I really wish we had more volume here, but it is a double bottom. It is down at support. All I'm trying to do is put more probabilities on my side, right? To give me better chance. I was going to say mo better. In Hawaii, we say mo better. It's mo better. I'm trying to put the probabilities on my side to give me a better chance of winning, right? So you can see this is going to be a target right here. You can see also this was a double bottom right here. Exactly what I was talking about before. And double bottoms always come back and retest the neckline. So it broke out, came back, retested the neckline, and it's kind of hanging out right now. This is showing me a lot of uncertainty because you have this double bottom. This thing should just break out and go, but it's kind of futzing around with low volume in here. So I may not trade this. Got Lisa's question, Bill. Right, brah. Yeah, you'll hear me say brah all the time. Brudda. BAP stock is still trading inside week. Thank you, BAP. So we got a new week going on, and actually BAP for me, I don't really especially on a Monday, right? Usually you're going to have inside weeks on Mondays, but definitely that is something that to consider. Like if this thing broke out and gapped way up here, then that would be sweet, right? Especially if it was a gap and go. If this was a bearish candle last week and then it gapped up above the high of the week, that would have been a beautiful gap. But for Mondays, I don't really concern myself really too much, or during day trading, I really don't concern myself too much with weekly inside candles. But yes, good point. Yeah, I'm tracking. All right, so we got this double bottom, and now you can see it's really not a 10 EMA strategy trade, because if it's a 10 EMA strategy trade, what would have to happen is, and now it's breaking out strong, we should see some good volume, but a 10 EMA trade, we would have had to take this right here for a 10 EMA trade. And I'm going back in time right now. So if we were going to play this as a 10 EMA trade, we would have done something like this. Here's my long and short tool. I would have taken this at the high here, depending on a lot of different factors, but I'm a little bit more conservative. I probably would have had my stop like maybe somewhere down here below this shaved bottom candle, and it would have had to break out of here, right? And you can see it broke down below the 10 EMA. So once it breaks down below the 10 EMA, it invalidates that trade. So once that happened, I would have said, nope, I'm not going to do that. But now, you know, this is a time now it was bearish. It broke down, it retested, it failed, it broke down, now it broke above. And now it was looking like potentially it could go bearish, right? So the next candle, and you can see what happened. Next candle would have put us right there, and you could have taken this as a bearish 10 EMA trade. But what happened was next candle now broke above. So we can't take those as any 10 EMA trades right there. But now we could potentially do it because you really have this really pivot 1, 2, 3 out of here. So could we take this bullish from here? Yeah. I'd like to see it back down here by the 10 EMA. So I could put a limit buy down here, but because it's kind of chopping around, I want to see what it does first before I make a decision on this. PAS and plug had very good moves this morning. Sounds good. Yeah, big move, big move. And you can see, look at the big move. So when something like this happens, I'll look at my price range. I'll say, okay, it went $1 and the average daily range is normally 52 cents. You can see it down here. So something like that, I would say it's either going to pull back to the VWAP. And by the way, this is the VWAP, my purple line. This looks like a nice place for it to pull back to. VWAP is a volume weighted average price. So what VWAP does, which is different from the EMAs, is it considers volume in the calculation. The EMAs are just based on price action. The VWAP is based on volume and price. Excuse me for 1 second. Sorry, I had a cough. The VWAP is a place where a lot of volume came in earlier, right? It's like what Danny was talking to you. It's quite similar to the POC. I know Danny was talking to you about the point of control, but you can see all this volume came down here. We call this a value area, right? This is where really people were interested in buying it. So if people were down here interested in buying it before, they're certainly going to be interested in buying it here. And any of these bulls that came in here knew that we're way past average daily range, and probably, I didn't look, but this is probably a good target up in here being resistance. They're selling their position, causing the price of the stock to come on back down. So most likely there's a bunch of bulls down here based on this value area that are waiting to come and buy this up again down here. So if that's the case, that's helping drive the price of the stock back down into here. You can see there's kind of a couple different value areas, right? A lot of stocks, right? Because this was so strong, a lot of stocks will come back and not come all the way back down to the VWAP, but if it was really strong, a lot of stocks will come right here to like a support area and or chop around and let that VWAP catch up. So that's something that we look at too. If we can catch a quick trade on the bearish side, back down to the VWAP, even though something is bullish, we'll try at that counter trend trade. Right here, Chris, I use the VWAP. This is just the default VWAP session, high, low, close, whatever that 3 means. That's just the default VWAP setting. So this is looking relatively nice. Hit this target. Pretty strong. Not the greatest risk reward back to the VWAP. This is a target for me, this pivot point right here. VWAP targets. I would probably wait on this because when we get stocks that are so strong like this, I like to see, instead of just like a reversal candle, which is, you got a little bit of an indecision here, I like to look for a double top. Remember I was talking to you about double bottoms? If this thing can come back up in there and then fail, I would like that much better. But we can keep this on there. Some people will just take this right now as a 10 EMA trade. But again, depending on your risk tolerance, where you are in the month on R's, your value of money, a lot of different things will drive how you set up trades. So I'm going to wait for this thing to come back up, retest, fail, and then come down. And one of the reasons being is because one candle doesn't tell me as much as a pattern does. And if we come back up here and fail, then we're going to have a head and shoulders, which is a really nice reversal pattern. So by the way, usually on the first day or two, I do a lot of teaching in free week. Just FYI, just in case you're saying, does this guy ever trade? This is going to be a potential head and shoulders right here. So that's another reason for me to hold on to this, hold on and see what we're doing. Let me add this though to the watch list. We'll come back and check that out. Let me go back and check. See, Unity is still just chopping around. I probably won't trade Unity for a while. I'll keep an eye on it, but this is just telling me there's a lot of indecision based on the volume. The volume, there's hardly any volume going through here. This is the value area though. If you look at this bad boy, you can see this is the value area. All that volume is where we've been coming in and out of this ticker. And so this is a good place for people to buy based on the gap. Nice, strong stock. I think it breaks out bullish. It's just going to be a matter of when. And I'm thinking we're still futzing around with the SPY. So I think once we come down here on the SPY, I think Unity, I think we're going to get a bounce. And I'm still looking for this place for this to come down here. Chris Tom got that. Cindy trying Tesla short again for the second time today. Not quite ready yet. Adam, same here on Tesla. For me, Tesla, and see, this is where we're all kind of different, right? Again, Tesla, I haven't looked at it in a while, but let me see. Tesla finally broke out. Okay. It was kind of inside-ish earlier. So Tesla, I got Tesla at 1004. Average daily range, 1004. We got lots of room in Tesla. Somewhere in here. This becomes a nice target up in here for me. Let's go see what Cindy is looking like. Trying short. Okay. So you can see these were my targets. We're kind of in the channel right now, right? We had inside day candle earlier. Most likely what Cindy's looking at like is the fact that we're so high in this channel right now, right? Buy low, sell high. So Cindy's looking, I'm assuming, for a short up here because all of these bulls are probably going to get out right at this target. One would think, right? So we'll look for volume to come in here. Kind of see decreasing volume, which makes me think this might pull back and trap some bears and then go higher. But kind of a tough play to go long right now, just because we've gone so long, so long, so far long here, and we're at the top side of this channel. So I can see definitely what Cindy's looking at. I don't like this volume though. I would have liked to seen, we had some volume come out of here, had some people buying up here. I don't know. I think we might be going higher because SPY and Qs Yeah, it's a tough one. SPY and the Q still kind of futzing around in here. Still think we come down here and trap. I'll keep an eyeball on it. 268 may have been our number to short. 268. For me, this is just me, Adam. I would love, if I was trading this bullish, I'd still be in, because this would be my target right here. And I wouldn't be getting out till right here. I would have had my, raise my stop and all that, but I don't know. I just don't see like a tremendous amount of volume of traders getting out of here. We got this little bit of a double top, which is pretty nice. Let's go look and see what kind of support we got. I mean, this is where big volume was, right? This is where we blew out. We got, where's the daily 10? Daily 10. Kind of right at that daily 10. So this is something that I do too. You can see I have all my indicators on here. So we got a lot of support. We got the 20, got the 10 there. We got, take this off of here. Aha. Got the hourly 200. That's big. Hourly 200. I'll add that on here. So that's a good place for sell off, right? We got the hourly 50. Yeah, I think we got, I would think it's going to pull back a little bit here based on this hourly 200, but I don't think we're going too far. I don't know. It's just a feeling I got. We'll see if we get a kind of confirmed double top right here. Again, here's your 10 EMA. There you go, Doug. There's your 10 EMA setup. So Doug would be getting in here. 10 EMAs right there. This is a really nice target. You got support right here too. So be careful of that, Doug. This is a target for sure on the short side. This support and this 3-minute 50 right here. Make sure you got all of that. 20, you got support down here at the 20. Lunchtime volume dropping off. Double top. What was that other one that plug? BAP was looking at plug. I don't want to pass anybody by. Also, Doug, just be careful all those bearish candles in a row. BAP got nice gap and go. So here on Friday, you had a stock that was finished bearish, right? People were selling off. And then today you had a gap up above the high of Friday. So beautiful gap there. Right into that 200 BAP. But that was a nice gap. Let's go back and look at the old Pan American. I don't usually play metals that much either. But there was your 10 EMA. This would have triggered you in on a 10 EMA. I kind of like this though. This 50 is far down here. This 3-minute 50 is pretty far down here, so I like this. Probably not going to give any kind of double top here. Looks like it's just going to pull back down. That looks nice. Are you in that, BAP? All right, let's go look at some other things. So Unity pulled back right into that, missed them both. All right. Yeah, we miss all kinds of stocks every day, BAP. Every day. So yeah, we got a little bit of a head and shoulders. But again, I don't know, head and shoulders got a little bit of resistance up here. All right, back to Tesla. Lucen says it's been respected in that channel. It's exactly what I was just looking at too. This channel right in here kind of follows the 50 EMA, follows, thanks Lucen, follows the 50 EMA on the 3. So there's no 10 EMA setup, but this was a double top. That's for sure. Come back and retest the neckline maybe, and then roll over. But that channel is definitely something to consider. And it's looking kind of spicy to me. It looks pretty strong. $78 minutes, double bottom. Are you referring to this right here, Adam? That big double bottom? $78-minute Momo. We just got to buy too. Interesting enough. So this is our momentum indicator. This was written by Matt DeLong. And this based on his algorithm. When you get momentum, it tells you potential buy places. So that's another reason. Glad you brought up the 78. We actually used the Momo on 30-minute, 15-minute, but the way Matt wrote the original algorithm on this, it was written on the 78-minute. So yeah, based on all of that, yeah, I don't know. Even though we got a double top here, which is interesting. Might be just trapping a bunch of folks. Remember, we got mucho gracias support here. Right? 10 EMA, 50 hourly, 20. A lot of reasons not to go short right there. Adam says, I've had success with entry on the 78 and exits on the 30. Yep. Concur. I even check out usually like the 15-minute. I like to see, okay, did we get momentum yet? So on day trading early in the day, I like to see using the Momo. That's what this Momo chart is. Right here. Trend following Momo. Let me go back and see what's going on with the market. So here we come. Pretty soon we're going to fulfill this C. Is that Wayfair? Also on the VIX, interesting enough. Oh, we're still chopping around, but interesting enough on the VIX. So if we do that, we may be continuing down for a while. Wayfair tracking. Wayfair retest gap. Took out this target. Got 341 on the day. Went past its average daily range. Probably going to agree with you, buddy. Yep. So this would have been a 10 EMA setup right here. Could have did something like that. I most likely probably would have had my stop up here because this would have been too tight. Maybe somewhere in here. But some nice room down to the VWAP for sure. This is going to be a target. Definitely. Yep, good call, Arsenis. All right, let's go see what's going on here. So Pan American, Tesla. After this little pullback, I mean, we got a lot of room on Tesla on the bull side. Where's my, oh, I took it off there. 10:04. 10:04. There's lots of room. See what we got on the hourly. Inverted head and shoulders on Tesla now. That looks nice. Very nice. Here's your inverted head and shoulders, which is a reversal pattern, right? Like the head and shoulders. Got that potential. Should have, we looked at that already. Yeah. Kind of like this long. Got this nice high wave right here. Let me throw Tesla on my other chart so I can keep track of that. I mean, we got all kinds of different things. We got inverted head and shoulders. We got double top up here. I'm just thinking, I mean, you got a nice strong trend. You got inverted head and shoulders here. You got support down here. You're going to have the 1 minute 100 right there, which I keep track of all the time. Got a hammer now. 276,000 shares on that one candle, 1 minute candle. Kind of got a double bottom here. We'll see what happens to this hammer. Got a beautiful high wave right there. Look at this SPY. SPY came down beautifully and put in that lower low. So Tesla, I think, is going long here. I don't know. That's a lot of selling off. Where do we got to go? 1.2. Not bad. Adam says 266.65 or so. Yeah, I like the breakout of this high wave. I like this double bottom right now. Here's the neckline of the double bottom. Of course, that's just 1 minute, but it coincides with this high wave. We should be blasting off here. Talking of which, we usually have this inverse correlation. We're blasting off on the VIX, but we're just right at this point where I think we should pull back. I'm going to set this up. I got Tesla. I got 267.63 by, whoo, that's tight. Got to get underneath here. That's only $1. Jiminy Christmas. That's really tight on Tesla. Well, if I put it here, I can lose less than an R for sure. 266. I'm not going to take that number. 266.63. 266.63. Now it's got to be limit because I'm too slow. $267.63. All right. Anybody taking this? Yeah, it's tight, but I can lose definitely less than an R on this. So I'm going to go immediately. I'm going to put my stop right here. Really tight. Where the heck? Hello. Where is my? There it is. Horizontal ray. Check the stop. Got to have my stop down under here. I got all this support down here. That's what I'm buying on. Got about $1.48. Hourly 200. Got to break through that sucker. I got 266.77, 266.77 stop. Let me get that in my broker. Probably going to take off. I'll take off 10% right there. and the rest probably right there. Target 10%. And then I'll take the rest right there. High of this is 09, 08. This is target. Okay, let me get that in my broker. Did anybody take that? Double bottom play? GP, what's going on, my brother? Sell 10%. $268.69. Yeah, the problem with this is, let me go in here and look at what Elliott is saying. Wow, they're calling that a B? That's not good. All right, I'm going to put that as probably, if we get up here, I'm going to get my stop in the green because it's the last day of the month. So I'm going 268.69 is 268.69 is that first target for 10%. And then let me get my stop in. Get that stop in there. Might move my stop again. If we break out and get a higher high, I'm probably going to move my stop up again. But right now it's 266.77. And yeah, we got 268.69. Got that all. Come on, Johnny. 268.69. Got that in there. I'm taking 10% of my shares and selling them right here. 10% off. Does that make sense, Chris? Ted is in. Looks like Adam is in. I don't know, Wes, did you get in? Luis. All right. Let's go back and look at what the old. So yeah, we made that lower low. All that volume came in, right? Bounce City. So we'll see if if we're not trapping or what we're doing. Surprised we didn't throw in a little wick down here. So would have made me feel more comfortable if we would have thrown a wick down here, but see if we can break out of this bad boy. We do remember we do have the Tesla long on the 78-minute, right? 78-minute Momo. So we should be, I would think we should be okay. Get the 15-minute yet? Way back here. Okay. I thought we would have gotten a short here, but yep. All right. Come on, Susie Q and Spy. We need you to roll. All right. I don't know if Danny showed you this, but let me just show it to you. Let me know if you go to our website and you go to live trading, this tells you the schedule of the day, the week, the month. If you scroll down, once you hit that live trading, you can go here. Today's the 31st. You click on that, you can see Danny J, Jonny Guarco, after me, our options stock crushing machine, Tony Pollock will be in. Danny J comes back in with some long-term investing. And then the only afternoon swing trading room by Jeremy Alexander Newsom. So you can go in there, hit that live trading tab, and it will show you what is going on all during the week. And yeah, great place to go. I'm sure you guys probably scrolled through all of the website, but that's one of the great places. Our mentoring tab, you can go here. This is where all our coaches and mentors are. You can see Emily Young, Maloney, Arabia, kids trading, futures, Danny teaching beginning trading. And these are just short mentorships where you're in a group of about six to eight folks for about anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks. So it's like a classroom kind of atmosphere. Tony teaching credit spreads. You got Jeremy and Matt teaching Tesla Titan, which is a day trading mentorship, and Matt teaching trading bots. And then if you scroll down, you can see Luis and Hector. They do a great real estate class. You guys should sit in that for sure, especially even if you're not interested right now in real estate, go learn. But you got one-on-one coaches right here. You can go scroll through and see all our one-on-one coaches. There's Jonny Guarco. That's what I look like. That's when I had short hair. I've been growing my hair out. First time in my life. But anyway, that's where our coaches are. You can see all our coaches. And yeah, go scroll through that website, man. All kinds of free classes. And what the heck happened to the old Tesla? That's a big old candle. It looks like we may get stopped out. That was looking so good. I got a really tight stop here, so we're going to take this candle out at this point for sure. We'll see if the stop is going to be good enough and we get a bounce here at the 20. What happened to that gas, Chris? That 200 is kind of playing havoc on us too, but if we can just hang in there. We can get a bounce here. We should, I don't know, we might be a little too tight. Hello, Gina. Yeah, we got crazy choppy market. Let's go look at back at the Qs. Qs just trapped. Qs is coming down here. We're going to get probably stopped out because we don't have enough room on our stop. But remember this? I said I would have felt a lot better if we came down and took out these wicks right here. So that's probably what's going to happen. We trap these bulls. We're probably going to come down here and put in a double bottom now once we make this lower low and get stopped out. But that's what's going on. That's the Qs, the SPY. We need double bottoms here. We need a blowout. See what the VIX is doing. VIX looks like it came back and, you know, had that nice shooting star and looks potentially like we're heading back up. That's on that. Let's go see if we're getting any kind of volume or anything. Got some good volume coming in here. What do we got? Move this dang thing. I thought that was, I was on, what was I on? I was on something that I thought it was a couple million. I was like, okay, that's a good volume candle for a 3 minute. Let's see, did we get, I don't think we got stopped out yet. I think we would, if we didn't have the situation on the SPY and the Qs where we got to pull back a little bit more to take out that wick, I think we would have been okay. Got the 5 minute 50 right there that just got retested. We came down, we took that support out, we took that wick out. Let's see if we can get a bounce here. Got that 20 right there. All right. Let's see if we can get a bounce. We need some volume to come in. Some major volume. Like that 1 minute 200 right there. That might help. Pass. Look at this dang stock. BAP, look at that bad boy. Good thing we missed that. See, this is one reason we were talking about this earlier. When a stock is so strong, it normally just doesn't reverse, right? Just like when a stock hits down here, it doesn't normally just what we call V bottom out of here. Normally stocks at the top don't V top. And it's exactly what's going on right now. Yeah, that would be sweet, wouldn't it, Gina? Talking about Gina, everybody, I'm going to brag on Gina a little bit. Let me see. Do I have it up here still? Oh, here it is. So we're getting ready to launch a new package, a new coaching package, I'm proud to say. It's come out to Hawaii and coach with Jonny and hang out with Jonny, but you also get, not only do you get hanging out in Hawaii and coaching with Jonny, but you get, where are they? You get a couple free gifts. There they are. Jeremy's going to come in and teach a little bit of trading psychology. His wife Svetlana is going to come in and teach a little bit of maximizing you, maximizing that dream. And Dr. Gina Morishige is going to come in and teach you all about optimizing you as you from a health perspective, not only physical health, but mental health. And that's all in one package in Hawaii, hanging out with Jonny Guarco and Jeremy Newsom and Svetlana and Gina. Jeremy and Svetlana and Gina will be via Zoom, but I will be here with you holding your hand. And we'll go hiking, snorkeling, surfing, fishing, whatever you guys want to do. All right. Yes, one-on-ones, Jojo. Did we get stopped out? My broker is still open. How did I not get stopped out? What is this? That is the weirdest thing. I don't know why, but I am. Is anybody still in? I don't know how, but I didn't get stopped out. Who's still in? Adam, you're out. Kyle, you're still in. Sean, you got to put that past you, man. Just put that baby past you. It is what it is, right? Why didn't I get stopped out? I have no idea why I didn't get stopped out. It did hit. Let me go look at my broker real quick. Oh my goodness. I'm such a goofball. I must have hit when I put in 266.77, I hit 266.76. Oh my goodness. Well, sometimes it pays off to be a bone nugget, but I think we're going to get stopped out anyway. Sometimes having fat fingers, man, is a good thing, I guess. Anyway, I want this thing to bounce, not only for Tesla. I think everything can go a lot higher. Look at this. That when you look at it from this perspective, but the good thing is in this channel, we're down. Whoops, I didn't want to take that one. This channel, I mean, super tight channel. We're down low, right? Got this double bottom coming in. I mean, buy low, sell high. If we're going to bounce, this would be a nice place to bounce. I mean, there's nothing saying that we're coming down, especially we hit this low point with the Elliott wave A, B, and C. Double bottom here. Come on, double bottom. Mark, how you doing, Mark Scanlon? If you get a chance, why do you think Roku is moving so strongly less? I really haven't looked at Roku that much. Is there some news? Consumer stocks higher. Roku stock. Stronger than expected results on the quarter, maybe. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of. Well, I'm definitely stopped out now, so I guess that penny didn't really matter. Yeah, man. I don't know. Usually when things blast off like that unexpectedly, I normally try to figure out in the news what's going on. It had earnings, pretty good earnings, pretty good revenue estimate, not bad. Yeah. Looks pretty good though, man. Let me see. Let me go look at the weekly real quick. I mean, got some good targets up here. Are you in that, Mark? Got some nice looking support or resistance up here, this weekly 100. Crazy volume. Look at that volume, 90 million shares. All right, now we got to go find something. Let's go see what's going on with the SPY and the Qs. Nothing on the Qs. What caused that candle? Let's see what Elliott Wave has to say. That's a big hunkin' B, man. So if that's a C, got some room to go on a C. That we do. Let me get stopped. Let me type that in. Stopped on Tesla. Now we got to go find somewhere to make an R back. How do you add the indicator buttons in the top ticker bar? Like, oh, up here? So you got to go into your Jack. Is that the Jack I know? Jack S? I know a Jack S. Anyway, Jack, you got to go in here. You get the indicators on your chart first, right? And then you go into here, these little, I gotta get rid of that. You can't see that, but you go into those 4 boxes right there. And then if you want to name it Elliott, like I did right here, name it Elliott. And oh, by the way, when you get that on your chart, make sure you put a star by it. Because that way, when you go here and you put a star by it here, you save it as whatever you want. I saved it as Elliott, and it will take the first letter or number, however you save it, and then you save the indicator template right there. Does that make sense? Anytime, man. Rob from Cape Town, South Africa. Wow. How you doing, Rob? Welcome to the team, my man. Great job. What time is it there? All right. Cindy, what are you? You said I'm in, but in the opposite direction. You're in Roku? It's now 19. So what? 19, now 19. Bearish Tesla. Okay. Gabby, how you doing, Gabby? 7:33 p.m. Oh, okay. You're 12 hours ahead of me, Rob. 12 hours. All right. So Cindy's in this bearish. Where's the, there you go. There you go. Got some serious support down here. VWAP, be careful. I think it goes higher, Cindy. I don't know. A 1, a 2, and a 3. I don't know if that's is that 1, 2, 3 on an A? Hopefully for you. Just a short B and then a C down. Oh yeah, we're in the C, they say. 1, 2. That's an awful short wave. I don't know. This looks more like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, maybe on the B. This seems like it would be the 3, 4, and 5 down. VIX is coming down. Coming down, Shirley Brown. Gabby, are you from South Africa too? That would be amazing. Cape Town, South Africa. Wow, 2 of you. Yeah, you guys got to connect. That's awesome. All right, let's go back and see. Man, we need to get some kind of direction in here. Still in this high wave on the hourly. Rob says, can you give us your opinion on bots? I'm probably the wrong guy to ask, Rob. The reason being is because I'm not that positive on bots. I mean, to me, if you are a successful trader and you want, to have your own bot and where you're able to program it and control it yourself, I'm all for it. And Matt DeLong can show you how to do that. If you're using somebody else's bot or algorithm, whatever, and you don't know who the heck they are and what kind of trader they are, I'm not all for them. But that's just my opinion. Does that make sense? Because algorithms, bots, they're built by human beings. And so human beings, whoever's building them, it's only going to be as good as that human being's inputs. So I think you got to understand trading stocks before you can get into bots and algorithms and all that. That's just my opinion. In a few seconds, it took out my daily limit and terminated my account. Whose bot is it? Okay. Yeah, I mean, Matt's probably a 50-50 trader, just like the rest of us. who are consistent, profitable traders, right? And so I don't know how he has that thing programmed. So I don't know. That's just my opinion. Because the market changes cycles, right? The market changes cycles, and I mean, us human beings don't know when those market cycles are going to change. So if you're too heavy into your bot, then, you know, when the market changes direction and or cycles, then so can your account. Right? Yeah. How long have you been trading, Rob? Here's the double bottom that we were looking for on Tesla. And you know, Johnny, I saw all this support down here. I was saying, shouldn't I put my stop down here underneath this little support? But it is what it is. Gina says you have to adjust your risks when you're trading in a funded account and run back tests so you get an idea of the average drawdown to hit your max drawdown in a day on the account. Yeah, were you using the bot on your funded account, Rob? It was my first audition, paper trading for a couple of years, thought it would be good enough to trade. I was setting up my new account and the algo kicked in and took it out in seconds. Wow. Wow. Was it a Momo trade? Because yeah, I mean, exactly. Momo, when you're in Chop, Momo, you shouldn't be using a Momo bot, that's for sure. Yeah. I mean, this right here, this is all just chopped, right? Whoa, look at that wick. Wow. Wowza, wowza. That's that Unity play. Probably not going to play Unity. Let's go look at some of these because I haven't looked at a lot of these. That's Delta. Square. Just had a 10 EMA. Amazon. I mean, you can see how many stocks are just like chopping in channels. I can take my JD trade off of that. Apple looking pretty saucy. See what we got. We're still at that dang trend line on the app stores. We got 277. $277. Next stop, high of the day right there. Chris, it keeps hitting this dang trend line, man. kind of done its average daily range. I don't know. I have a feeling we're going to just like chop around today. Meta looking like a nice pullback. It was a double top, kind of retesting the double top. Got to figure out how to get our money back. I'm up from JD. I'm in the green anyway, but yeah. 941. Let's see what we got. 941. So even Meta, we've already gone our average daily range. So a lot of things are just saying we're going to chop, chop, chop. NVIDIA, we took out the high. Yeah, I was looking at that this morning. So, and Sophie was up. Wasn't it up huge earlier? I haven't looked at it earlier, but from earlier. Wasn't it up huge? Like, I forget, like, I want to say 17%. Wasn't it up something like that or no? I'll look at it in a second. Let me just look at this NVIDIA inside menagerie. 1481. Potentially a lot of room. 1481. Lots of room. Got kind of a funky double bottom. Got a smaller double bottom here. You got kind of a funky double bottom right there. I don't know. Come back to that. I wish it wasn't inside. I mean, when it's inside, anything goes, and any kind of chart pattern really all not helpful. Let's go look at, see what Ann was talking about. SOFA. Up 20% now. Yeah, when I looked at it, it was up like 17%. Yeah, that's huge day on SoFi. What's the news? Reporting a strong second quarter and offering exempt expectations topping profit guidance for the rest of the year. That's enough to make that thing rock and roll. Earnings, revenue was all good. I wanted that bad boy to pull back down here. I was hoping to get in some shares. PLTR. I know Danny was looking at this gap this morning. Just had our stop too tight on Tesla, man. Bummed as usual. I should listen to common sense. I'm hard-headed. Learn the hard way. See, we got 96 cents. Laura, you're hard-headed? I don't believe that. 96 cents. I mean, ran up past its average daily range. I think it probably is just gonna potentially stay range bound. Kind of at the VWAP. POC. Nothing real exciting for me, Derek. I mean, it's got a lot of potential to pull back, but I don't know. It's pretty strong. I usually don't mess with stocks that are like this and are so strong, especially with news like that. People are going to say, man, I'm staying in this thing. Especially the market, I think, is trying to bounce here. I think we're just going to be hanging out like in this range. So pissed at this. Whoa. Now got kind of like a double top on Tesla. Looking on my other chart, I'm looking at 1 minute. Right at the VWAP or VPOC. Kind of crazy up and down, yeah. Some days a diamond, some days a stone. Yeah, should have checked the fibs too. I think according to fibs, we're coming down more. 3 minute looks like inverted head and shoulders. Is that what you're saying? But on the bigger scale of things, this bigger head and shoulders. Yeah, I mean, you got higher highs though, right? And you got higher lows right now anyway. I don't know. I mean, the market seems like it's trying to bounce. If it was so weak, I think it would have dumped already. To me, we're just futzing around, and I think it's gonna launch, but who knows? I'm gonna get rid of this, get this out of our way. It's got plenty of room either way. Faux show. I don't know. This I'm thinking it's going to be a B and then a C. What we talked about. I'm waiting for the dang Q's to make up its mind. It's not a bad double bottom, man. I wouldn't mind taking this thing for a long. Still inside this hourly high wave. Hang in there. I don't know, man. Anything right now is just still flip of the coin. Let me see what else we got that's looking maybe good. It's got some potential. Looking at my scanner on my other screen. Firm looking strong. Buck 36. Wow. Buck 36. Let me just look at something on my calculator for a second. Where's my calculator? Buck 36 divided by 19. Wow. A firm is pretty nice average daily range. This is about average daily range is about 7% of the price. That's pretty high. A firm is a shaker and a mover. We should be playing a firm. It's already gone. It's dealio today, but looks pretty nice. Let me check in on the VTI. This kind of gives me put my finger on the total stock market. Look at that volume. How much was that volume? Not much. We got double bottom, got like inverted head and shoulders. We got targets down here. Didn't hit this target. Just looking at it from a day trading perspective. Google inside. Microsoft inside. Roblox still inside. AMD still inside. The vids, I think we broke out a little bit. Pretty much inside. Vid's got a lot of room to go. Meta inside. Apple still inside. Netflix. 1344. Cruising on up. 1344. Pretty much range bounds. Amazon chop. Square kind of hanging out. Not much to trade as far as our list is concerned. I mean, Tesla's still making those higher highs. Do I want to try again? I mean, I like it, but just don't like this channel that it's in. Cindy, were you counting this as your 5? So this was your A, this is your B, and this is your C. Was that what you're counting? I'm going to go to my scanner, see if I can find something else. Sounds good. At least we can be in comfort with one another, yeah. So Cindy says you're in a C. I guess like what I was talking about over here, yeah. Okay. Overstock had a nice gap and go, kind of hanging out. Pretty good gap and go there. PLTR we just looked at. Roku's on there. Wow, Sophie's on there. Symbiotic. Upstart. And Wayfair. Those were all the gap ups today. Wow. Nothing even really to look at. Let me go to this other scanner. Hold on 1 second. Let me get this other scanner going. What the heck? Okay. Let's see what else we got. CVS, little gap and go, kind of inside. Everything I'm looking at is like inside. Targets. FSLR. Go look at FSLR. What do we got? 923. Wow. All over the place, bad boy. Nothing right now on FSLR. Little double bottomish. Adobe had a gap up. Wow. Adobe, we have a gap over here. We had a gap. Adobe, what do you got? $12.18. Kind of got a nice shooting star on the hourly. That was a nice shooting star. Pulled back. 12.18. Could go higher. I like this 100 right there. How's the volume? Not bad on the volume. Is that 13,000 shares? What the heck? It hardly looks like it's moving. This big candle's got 13,000 shares. I put it on the watch list, but seems like it's doesn't have very much shares in there. Tesla, what are we doing? Yeah, boy. We would have been out at 10% right there. And this would have been our what? Our 1.5R target or something like that. Wow. Wowza, wowza. Looks good. 644 Qs. What are you doing? I don't mind this. I don't know. How much volume right here? 385. Carolyn, I mean, when I say it's inside, meaning that, like, I'll show you an inside candle. Like this black candle is inside of this white candle. So when I'm looking at the day, that means there's really no momentum, right? And like the 10 EMA, pretty much look for momentum plays. That's what, like, double bottoms give you momentum, double tops. Any kind of topping and bottoming pattern gives you momentum. Good job, Greg. Way to go, Johnny Miller. Sweet job, dude. Beautiful. Spy action. Greg is in this inverted head and shoulders. Nice. Nice, nice. What do we got bouncing? Kind of delta the same way. Just missed some 10 EMAs there. Square looks really funky, man. What is going on Square? Square hit that target 262. Nothing for me to go run and chase. Got the high of the day target. Amazon get a breakout? Nope. Amazon kind of hanging out. It doesn't give you a momentum play, Bill. That's what I'm talking about. I look for inside candles, and I like all these with red are all inside. I usually don't play it when it's inside because it doesn't give you momentum until you get like something. If you're down at bottom and you get a double bottom or some kind of chart pattern or top at the top, and you still got average daily range, but right now this little gap isn't giving you really any momentum on the downside. Carolyn, are you tracking about what I'm saying on the inside candle? How this is inside, and so it's not causing any emotions on any traders, right? So we like stocks when they gap to cause some emotions for them either to buy and sell, causing that momentum. Does that make sense, Carolyn? I think it was Carolyn. Yeah, Carolyn. I don't know if Carolyn's still here. All I really got to play was Tesla, but Not going to do that now. Delta. Got a little room on Delta to go. We got $1.13. Don't want to buy it way up there. $1.13. Just see where it's going to. Wow, it's got plenty of room, don't it? Kind of like this rest. Where's this 20 EMA? Not a bad rest on this. Little pennant action going on. Link says, what does the letter H represent on there? This is where the hourly 10 EMA is. That's just how I do it. Of course, I always have to keep updating it. Hourly 20. Causing some nice little support down here. Nice little pennant. Got a little bit of an inverted head and shoulders. Got plenty of room on the high side. I like this kind of like rest in here. Kind of choppy though. But we do have this inverted. So links like, see, these are my daily ones. I don't put D on there. I just leave them like that. Daily 10 and 20. That looks decent. Got plenty of room on this, Greg, on the high side. I just, that dang hourly 200 right there. Has to be right there, don't it? That son of a gun. Like that little candle. If it wasn't for this, I would try this again. I think it should break out. I mean, I think the Q's is going to break out eventually. Got to keep an eyeball on Delta. Get that on my other chart. So 15-minute 10 right there. Just don't want to get caught in more chop. $15 minutes. One of those days. Looking at my scanner, see if we can come up with anything else. Man, not much on the scanner. How come J&J is down so much today? $272. A lot of bulls are mad right now. A lot of them. Got a lot of room to the old VWAP. What's the news, brother Johnny? Judge Friday rejected its second attempt to use a unit's bankruptcy filing as a way to handle the tens of thousands of talc-related lawsuits it faces. Oh boy. That's some nasty news there, JR. Thank you, Chris. Have no idea what that is, man. What is a talc lawsuit? Tempted to take this. Seriously. Really? That's not good. Talcum powder, huh? Where's the VPOC on this? POC right there. Weird, man. It seems like, let me go to my economic news. Where is today? Fed senior loan survey. What the heck is that? Tomorrow, job openings, manufacturing, construction spending. Not a real big week on economic news. I don't know why we're like moving like Methuselah. I do like this pennant. Tracking, gotcha. American Airlines, what are you doing? American Airlines, gonna get away. Good thought, Tina. Maybe a lot of people aren't trading because they're trying to keep their profits for the month. Good thought. Could be. What is the volume on the SPY and the Qs anyway? Not even half. Wow. Not even halfway home. That is one reason, at least on the Qs. I think it's going to pick up later on. I don't know. Could be wrong, but to me, it seems like it's just waiting for a reason to blow out. There's a lot of room to go. I mean, kind of getting squozing between this hourly 200 and all this support. But one would think with this support, like we thought earlier, just bounce, right? I mean, with this inverted, it should go, but that's way up there. Double top-ish. I don't have much at this point, ladies and gentle cars. What's JD doing? Even JD just flat all day. I mean, where's my FinViz? Back to the FinViz, see if I can change the parameters on these gaps. Gap up. Alcoa, not bad. Skyrocket ship. Firm we looked at. ANET inside. Sana. Bloom Energy. Seeing if we can find a nice gap to play. Right to that 100. Nice little gap. Beyond. Wow, Beyond was a nice gap today. $1.35. Way high. Maybe look for a pullback. Jiminy Christmas. Look at this VIX. This VIX is just hanging out. Kind of bottom of the channel. If we blow out, we're going down. APLS. Did you mean this one, Ann? There is APLS if it breaks through the VWAP. Big day down. 534. Way past its average daily range. What I'd like a lot better is if it came like this and pulled back and pivot and see if we can get it down in here. Good volume. RSI pretty high up there right now on the 3, on the 5. 15, not bad. Got a little bit of divergence there. Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good if we could get a pullback. It's retesting that 50 on the 5. We can keep an eyeball on this. Day trades. Adobe. I don't know why. 4,000 shares, 20,000 on this big candle right here. 20,000 shares. That's it. Diz. Retesting that 50. Yeah. Target right here, 88. See on a pullback what that would be. Fibonacci. 382 fib pullback. Maybe coming down even further. Market's starting to look like it's going to come down now. VPOC. Right where all that volume was. I don't want to take it short right here, Chris, because this is the target. Even though you may get a 10 EMA right here. Probable target right down here off this 100 on the 5-minute. But after this move down, but I can see what you're looking at. We got this inverted situation and we got a lot of room on Delta. It's kind of dangerous in here because of this chop. Exactly. Well put. Trying to force things, right? I mean, I like this move on Delta, right? Run up, kind of just hanging out sidewards. Got plenty of room on the top side. Got some good targets here. Volume is pretty dismal though. Pretty diz. Tesla. I don't know, Lawrence, right now. It's got to catch up to the 10, yeah. Got plenty of room. If anything, going to take out this target right here. The low of Friday. Yes, the volume, I don't know. I guess everybody just is taking off today. I think that'd be a good target, my man. Right now you got higher highs. You really haven't made lower. Looking at these targets, it seems like it bounces. I don't know. Normally, one of those targets, 4606 or 4564. When things are in channels like this, and especially when they're right in the middle, can't stand that. Because it's really anybody's game, right? It's kind of like Tesla, right? We had this channel right here dealing with this channel, kind of like right in the middle of that channel. It's anybody's game, especially a day like this where there's no volume, kaput, nada, nothing. Tessie looking double topish. I'm debating whether I want to take this or not. I mean, average daily range, Adam. $16,000 shares. I mean, normally I would take this if it had some volume to it. That's only $1.20, but look at this. 16,000 shares right there. The thing that's frustrating about this is like all it takes is for something to take off like Apple or whatever, and then the volume will come in and yeah, we'll be sitting on our hands. $64,000 shares on Meta. Oh man. For average daily range, it's an indicator. So you got to go into your indicator and write in average daily range and then put a star by it. Make sure you're on technicals and write in average day range. Boom. And then put a star by it. And then if you want to save it, well, it will save automatically to your chart. So you're going to have to save whatever chart you're on. You're going to have to save it with the average daily range on it, if you're understanding what I mean. So once you get it pulled up on your chart, then you got to go in and save your chart as something to keep it on there with your chart. Does that make sense? Any indicator, you got to go and then if you want to keep it with your chart, you got to keep it and then go into here and save your chart with the average daily range. Okay. All right. Good. Sounds good. Look at this bugger. What a bummer, man. Our first day for our open week, and we get a day with no volume. I don't know what is going on. I don't get it. Let's go to read some news on some finance. Pee Wee Herman. Wow. Pee Wee Herman passed away. Starbucks earnings coming up. Nothing real big in the news. I think Mike may have it. Mike's saying it's too hot, so everybody is just chilling out. Potentiality. Plug. What else is moving? Hawaiian Airlines, HRI. Let's go look at HRI. Got too low volume. Overstock. Pins. Look at that bugger right there. Pins kind of hanging out. Yuck. VIX is dropping. Can we get an afternoon rally? That's good. Hourly 10 EMA. Hawk. I almost feel like trying to catch the SPY or the Qs on a breakout may be best. This hammer had, that was last week. I mean, this had some really good volume. It should, one would think that we'd break out bullish. This had almost 7.5 million on the hourly. This had 8, almost 9 million. That's why I'm more bullish than I am anything else. But let me see. Let me take a fib of this. I mean, that, if we're coming down bearish, and that. $618. Pull back to there. That would make sense. We already hit that. Last vacay, Mr. Tom says. Links on the fib retracements, do you include the gap space or do you graph it from when it opens? I do my fibs all different ways, but let me see if I can get you an instance. Like if let me get this, just candles. So say I want to graph on a fib retracement how high I think this could go. I just go start off by low to high, right? Including whatever gap or whatever. And then I'll adjust based on, because fibs, all fibs is support and resistance, right? So I'll adjust it based on where support and resistance is, but I include the gaps to answer your question. Yes. I don't know, when it gets like this and no volume, and I'm thinking, man, all they can do is lower the price down, right? In order to give people incentive to do something. If there's nobody buying, this is a pretty good looking double bottom potentially. Really nice. Kind of in hiding also. My brush. Come on, get off of there. Links, does that make sense what I was doing? So if I'm looking at this retracement now, if I'm saying where does this want to retrace, I'll just go back here down to here and say, okay. We hit our 618 right there. I mean, we're down low. This is a place to buy. Back to the scanner. All the oil and gases are looking pretty good today. A lot of gaps on those. CrowdStrike had a nice gap. CVX. Datadog. Let's go look at DraftKings. DraftKings kind of hanging out just inside. Nice little hammer though. When is earnings coming up on, when is that, Thursday? Looking potential short. It's a lot of volume right there. Trapped a bunch of bulls. Kind of double topping. There's your little pivot. It's got really low volume for me, and look, I'll show you what happens on low volume breakouts. A lot of times they'll break out and do something like that. Picking up volume there, that's not bad. We might be able to catch a 10 EMA right there. Still kind of low. I mean, it looks good to get back to that VWAP, but target right here where the VWAP is. I just don't trust things when the volume is so low. But I can see what you're looking at for sure. You've been playing the earnings play? Roger. Thank you, Kev. Kind of at its high. You thinking a pullback, Kevin? We got a target up here. Man, Wayfair has been kicking some hiney. I use my 15-minute chart to find out where the pivots are, where the support and resistance is, and have that coincide with average daily range. So what I'm looking for is like this wick right here. Perfect target right there. It's got earnings this week. Okay. Definitely having trouble up there. We got that shooting star, 17,000 shares. We got, wow. Normally average about 4 mil, went 5 mil today. See you tomorrow, Sean. Have a great day, brother. Pivots are where support and resistance are usually in, right? So for me, like if I'm going to trade this bearish, I look for pivots. I look where that's where most people trade to. So these are all pivots, right? So here would be my first target. Here would be my second target. And this is where my third target is. Because, for instance, this pivot here is where everybody bought, right? So if the buyers were there before, the buyers are going to be here most probably again. And that's probably going to drive the price down. And then I use other things like VPOC. I look where the VPOC, all the volume. Here's a VPOC. It's probably going to come back and retest that VPOC. No, I don't use pivot indicators because I just look at the chart. Pivot and S-curve, those are synonymous, right? The way, oops. Yeah, brush. Pivot, pivot. That's normal action, right? And then when they get to a point where everybody's selling, all these points become targets, right? It becomes where the bulls are waiting to jump back in. What the heck? That was my 8 cap. Losing signal. Does that make sense, Ann? Lawrence says, what indicator do you use on SPX to see the volume? The different indicators I use, Lawrence, are just a volume indicator down here, but then I use the VWAP and I use the VPOC. Those are all 3 different volume indicators that I use. So I get volume on my chart, and then I use the VWAP and I use the POC on all the stocks. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Surprising on a Monday that we're like this. Tesla just all over the place. Square, nice place for a pullback, potential nice double bottom right here. That might work. Square's been very bullish. Wow, that's not very much. That's a tight stop too. Probably would have to be down here. Okay, the Q's looks like it's getting ready to bounce. Trying anyway. I really don't mind this double bottom here. If the Q's bounces, the SPY bounces, there's double bottomish, dang it. Right back to the VWAP. Square. Wouldn't be a bad double bottom here. No, Stafford, I didn't. Not yet. I just see the indicators and know the old floor traders had some type of pivot numbers. Yeah, I don't use those indicators, Ann. Square, nice place for a bounce out of here, guys. I don't know if it's going to go or not. That's like hardly any kind of stop. Yeah, both PayPal and Square have been pretty nice, yeah. What is that? 8068. I don't know why Square is being such a laggard. Amazon, not bad. Have a good one, Lawrence. Tesla potential. Probably not going to play Tesla. Just it's too choppy. It's been down there 3 times already. I mean, good place to bounce, but I don't know if it's going to hold or not. Delta, Amazon. What kind of volume we got? Better. Netflix. Apple, are you gonna do it or no? I like Square the best, probably, but it's not cooperating. There's Apellis, Adobe. Not bad on Adobe's. Problem is, I don't think we get all the way back up there. I think we're kind of range bound. Maybe right there. Might work. Adobe, Square. Nice back to the VWAP. I know, Ann. I hear you. Yeah, Chris, Apple's not doing diddly squat. My pleasure, Annie. Ivo says AI at the tip of the ascending triangle. Is it Ivo or Evo? I or E? I? All right, sounds good. Ivo. Cool name, man. 305. What time is it? Oh boy. It's almost the Tony Pollock show. What's 1 hour, Chris? Yeah. Yeah, this doesn't look bad, man. It's getting upon that time, though. Like Chris says, 1 hour till close. This vertical line is the average daily range. Are you talking about this one, Lisa? That's my average daily range. Were you here earlier when I was talking about average daily range earlier this morning? Average daily range means over the last 14 days, if you look at my chart over here, AI on average has moved $3.05. So I take that $3.05 I use my 15-minute chart and I look for targets up in there. So that's what that is. Average true range accounts for gaps, Stafford. Average daily range doesn't include gaps. So if you have a gap, like i.e. this gap, the average true range will account for that gap. Average daily range just takes from the high to the low. For the last 14 days. Make sense? That's all that matters. Learn something new every day, my man. It's got some potentiality. I don't know. We just got chopped right now, so I'm going to turn it over to Tony. Tony is our option stock crushing machine. So if I see anything, guys and girls, that I like super duper, I'll throw it back in the chat pane. But I'll be back same time, same place tomorrow. And yeah, hope you guys learned something a little bit here and there from me. We'll keep doing this. We'll keep crushing it.
Johnny, what's up, man?
WP, what's going on, dude?